Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. In this beautiful moment, I would like to say thank you to Honorable Supervisor Miss Risa Sanrizkia MPD and Miss Rati Inaya MPD who helped me to finish my research paper. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Paujiah Rindi Lestari from the 2017 English Education Program. And now I would like to present my research paper entitled The Use of KineMaster Application in Teaching Reading at Junior High School Using Scientific Approach. The first one, I would like to present background of this research. In completing the English test, students need the ability to read in order to complete the questions they are working on. Nurgiantoro 2017 stated that good reading competence is needed and is prerequisite to be able to read and understand various other subject literatures. Therefore, by reading, it is hoped that students can get the best information from the text. Based on the syllabus, there is procedural text material at 9th grade junior high school level. And also based on the syllabus, a scientific approach is chosen for teaching and learning process in this study. According to Hasnan 2014, scientific approach is a learning process designed for students to actively construct concepts through 5 activities. There are observing, questioning, experimenting, associating, and communicating. According to studies conducted by Ulya 2016 and Hastuti 2017, the use of media in a scientific approach is important to improve students' learning outcome in this study. To make the learning process more interesting, application is considered suitable to attract students' interest. For objectives of the research, the first one, KineMaster application with scientific approach. And the second one, to investigate the students and teachers' scientific approach. The third, to discover the difficulties in the process of creating the material in teaching reading using KineMaster approach. Fourth, to examine the students' learning reading using KineMaster application research methodology. The type of research method used in this study was descriptive qualitative method. The participants of this research were divided into 3 categories. The first one, participants which are 40 students of 9th grade junior high school in Parongpong. And the second one, participant observer, which is researcher, and non-participant observer, which is professional teacher in SMPN 2 Parongpong. To collect data, this research used 5 instruments, namely observation, interview, questionnaire, documents, and tests. Result and discussion. The first one, the scenario and implementation. The study was conducted in 3 meetings. In each meeting, there are 5 activities based on a scientific approach that has been designed through a lesson plan. First meeting. In observing activity, students make an observation to a video made by KineMaster. The video provides the definition of the procedural text, generic structure, and imperative sentence as a part of language feature. In questioning activities, the teacher opens wide opportunities for students to ask questions about observation activities. And in experimenting activity, the teacher gives group assignment consisting of 5 people to try to group the names of the ingredients and their quantities and the action applied on each ingredient. And for associating and communicating activity, Students process information from observing and experimenting activity, then interpret it in communicating activities. For second meeting, in observing activity, the teacher gives a video about how to receive orally, and the video provides information about temporal conjunction as a part of language feature of procedural text material. And then in questioning activities, the teacher opens wide opportunity for students to ask questions related to the video. And for experimenting activities, students try to replace the step in the text 2 in the form of paragraphs using temporal conjunction. And for associating activities, students process information from observing and experimenting activities, then interpret it in communicating activities as the fifth activities. And the last meeting, the third meeting, is the time to give tasks to students. Before that, to evoke students' memories, the teacher gives a review of the material from the previous two meetings and explain about reference. And then after that, the teacher gives students a task via Google Form. The scenario of using the KineMaster application in teaching reading procedure text using scientific approach at junior high school, which has carried out online, did not run well. Students' participation in the learning process is not in line with the researchers' expectations. However, learning using scientific approach with the help of videos can help improve students' higher order thinking skills. It can be seen from the students' ability to conclude learning outcome at the end of the meeting. Students and teacher response. For students respond to the video, more than 81% of students state that the video material was interesting to watch. And for the material, over 72% of students state that the video material was easy to understand. For teacher response, to obtain data, interviews with teacher have been conducted. The teacher gave a positive response to the preparation process, teaching process, and video material. However, there were some mistakes in pronunciation of some words by the researcher. Students and teacher difficulties. For student difficulties, from the test result, it appears that more than 70% of students did not answer questions about the meaning of word correctly, and more than 50% of students did not answer questions about implicit meaning correctly. For teacher difficulties, based on the result of the interview, using the KineMaster application is quite easy, but there are many features that must be explored more deeply. It also takes creativity from the teacher to make teaching materials more interesting. For conclusion, the use of KineMaster application in teaching reading procedure text using scientific approach for 3 meetings did not run well. Some students do not take classes according to specified schedule. Consequently, not all students are actively involved in learning process. Student and teacher response to the use of KineMaster application is good, where the majority of students like teaching materials made by KineMaster application. Students also feel interest and feel easy to do assignment after watching video material made by KineMaster application. The teacher considered that the video material made by the researcher using the KineMaster application was interesting and relevant even though there were some words that were spelled incorrect. The difficulties faced by students are have low vocabulary mastery and have difficulty knowing implicit and explicit information of the text. The students' vocabulary tends to be a result. It is difficult for them to know the contents of the text, and it is difficult to find the implicit and explicit meaning of the text. Using the KineMaster application is quite easy, but there are some difficulties faced by the teacher. Many features that must be explored more deeply. It also takes creativity from the teacher to make teaching materials more interesting. The difficulties also occurred in the learning process, where there are only a few students who are active in the learning process, especially the activities of asking and communicating. Slow internet access, economic limitation in meeting internet needs, and even limited communication tools are a barrier to more effective learning. That is all from me. Thank you very much for listening. I would like to apologize if there is mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.